So today we head out to Bryce Canyon. This has quickly become one of my favorite national parks with all of these columns called hoodoos, and it is just set back in a couple of national forests. Now, this, like some of the other national parks, has an entire town cropped up around it. I visited this in December. It wasn't busy at all. But if you were to come here during a peak season, it looks like it would be a hustling and bustling city. So keep that in mind. December was a great time to go. Little chilly in the morning, beautifully warm in the evening, and I got a chance to see just some of the most amazing events. So let's go ahead and enjoy the beauty of Bryce Canyon National Park. Well, today we made our way down to Bryce Canyon. This is probably one of the most beautiful places I've seen. I just got here. I'm at the very first stop. You get down over Rainbow Point and see the famous tower peaks looking down. And it is just so wonderful. Now I'm on the trail. There's actually another canyon overlook on the other edge of this plateau. So it's about a mile or so loop trail that goes out to that one. So let's see what that looks like. I know very little about this yet, so as I read more about the history and geography, I'll go ahead and do another little update. But this is definitely one of the better places I've been. It might move its way up on my list of top national parks. We are again at Bryce Canyon. So I'm looking forward to this. I came to Bryce Canyon doing the minimal amount of research, mostly because I came here because the camp spot I was planning on spending a half a week at just didn't have good enough internet. I was completely unprepared for the stunning scenery that I saw when I got here. Well, here I'm just about a quarter of the way down. I gotta say, every single stop here at Bryce Canyon is absolutely amazing. This one is it Agrippa, a something point? And let me see the sign back over here. There we are. Agia Canyon is where we're at right here. 8,800 feet elevation, and it's amazing. This is the canyon I'm seeing. Pardon the sun there. Maybe I can... I don't think there's much I can do about the sun. There's a few more points to hit on the way down to the visitor center. Bryce Canyon is a single road that goes all the way up to Yavimpa Point. This is an 18-mile road once you pass into the gates. There's very few turnoffs and just a whole lot of bridges to hit. Just so many different things. So you're going to cross all the way out, and it's always advisable in this park to go all the way out to the very point and then make your way back, as nearly all of the stops are going to be on your right side as you're heading back down the canyon. At one point, there is an extra turnoff where you can go out to Bryce Point and Pariah View. There's also Sunrise Point, Sunset Point, which are absolutely stunning to go and see. And then there's a few other canyons. There's Piracy Point, a Natural Bridge, Ponderosa Canyon. So many different amazing sights to see. So drive on out to the 18 miles, do a little bit of the hiking, and if you're adventurous in the summertime, you can actually hike a lower rim trail, which goes to the extent of the whole park. Having gone all the way out to the end of the park, done a few of the hikes, and then came back, stopping at the visitor center on the end, it was just such an amazing trip. I'm very glad I did this particular one. I wasn't sure I was going to get as far north as Bryce Canyon. It just happened to work out that way. Of course, after about half a day's work, I had to head on back because it is actually time to get back and do some real work that pays the bills. So we had a couple-hour drive from here, and I ended up going on out to Parawan Gap, which was a fascinating campsite. It was a campsite, obviously in the city of Parawan Gap, just outside of it. And there's actually a huge petroglyph memorial there. So you guys that like petroglyphs, you'll enjoy camping out there. And it was a wonderful place. Of course, some of the negative reviews are like, there's ghosts and spirits living here. The locals won't stay here. I can confirm I did not see any ghosts or any spirits, but I had a wonderful time camping in Parawan Gap for several days. Well, I got a bunch of work done in preparation to go on down to the next national park. Where might that be? Well, this is an amazing campsite here that I found a little bit north of Cedar City, Utah. It's been fairly warm. It's probably, I'd say, in the 60s, maybe high 50s right now, end of the day. And at the bottom of the hill here, over in that gap that's over there, there's supposed to be some hieroglyphics and dinosaur prints, maybe a bunch of little things. It's actually a listed site enough that there's a pit toilet down here too, which is kind of exciting. And so isn't it funny when you're living on the road, you get excited when there's a pit toilet walking distance from your campsite. I know, it's kind of gross to think about. Ew! But anyway, I think I'm moving on tomorrow. I'm not sure if I will be back to this site here tomorrow night. So I wanted to go ahead and get down here, having finished up a workload, threw a video on to process and shut itself down. I want to come down here and poke around because it looks like I have about maybe 45 minutes left of light. And I want to go ahead and get this guy taken care of. So let's see what we have on this adventure. And this is, like I said, this is right down from my campsite. So don't just be looking for the amazing adventures in your campsites or where you go. Nearly every campsite I have stayed at has had amazing attractions. I haven't always had time to explore them all, but I've seen the dinosaur stomping grounds in Moab, several bike trails. I was in a few other ones with stuff as well, but I was only there for like a day or two in passing. And so we'll see what we have down there. But anyway, let's see what we got. So having arrived at the site and walking through all of it, it is actually a petroglyph site. I think there's some dinosaur tracks, I don't know, a mile that way or so. Saw a sign for it coming in, but this spot here, you can even see some of them right there on that rock. Go ahead and throw you guys some pictures there, but these were the peyote Indians that would live down here, and this was one of the passage spots. So this gap here, which almost looks like they might have blown it in to build the road, no, it was actually naturally designed there. And with that naturally being designed there, then it became a regular pass for traveling natives to pass through here, and then they're telling some of their stories on the rocks. So I hope you've enjoyed my trip through Bryce Canyon and Parawan Gap petroglyphs. This has been an excellent trip. Well, we'll sign off for now. Thanks for coming along, and we'll see you a little bit further down the road.